Can't hear you.
I said I didn't plan on saying anything, and I'm kind of emotional. It's okay, sis. Okay. It's okay, sis. I don't know any of the people that have died, but I know that a lot of them look like the people in my family.
Yeah.
And it's very frustrating when I have to explain to my 20-year-old daughter that yes, she does need to call the police if something happens. Because right now her mindset is that if anything was to happen, I'm not calling the cops. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're not calling the cops. She's like, why? So they can shoot me, so they can do whatever it is that they want to do, and no one would care. That's not right. I worry every day about my family. I worry about my kids. I worry about people I don't even know. This is nothing new. It's okay, sis. Take your time.
That's right. Take your time.
Take your time. I grew up in a small town. Part of me grew up in Sacramento, then I moved to Concord in 1979. And the majority of blacks in Concord was very, very small. I had to fight every day, my brother, my cousins, some of the people that we went to school with, because we had people throwing stuff at us when we walked down a major street. No one said anything, no one cared. One time my brother was going somewhere, we were being chased. There was a police car that drove right by us. And when he went to, what is that? Red Carpet. It was a little store. The lady locked the door so that we could call our mom to tell her that there were people that were chasing us. We were out there fighting in the middle of the street. No one cared. These kind of things that come up, and they remind me of those days when I had to protect myself. So if my daughter's telling me, well, I'll just do whatever I can. I'm like, you weigh 25 pounds. What are you going to do? You need to call the police, but she has to feel safe. She has to know that it's okay to call the cops, because the cops are not going to be the ones to pull the gun on her. She has to know that. I'll tell you something. We've been, like Lovey said, we've been out here for 16 years. I have never in my life, and this is the truth, I've never experienced any racism out here in Galt. I'm very happy about that. I've heard about it, and when my daughter started going to, when Liberty Ranch first opened up, there were a couple incidents. She was still at McCaffrey. We had orientation, and I went to the principal when we went to the parents come out for introduction, whatever. I went to the principal and I said, I want to know what are you doing about the racism that's going on at Liberty Ranch? And he was like, well, he kind of hemmed and hawed. And I just introduced myself. My name is Ronna Kaysen. My daughter's name is Ashanti. She will be going to the school. She's going to be a freshman. You better believe you will see my face every day.
Absolutely.
If anything happens to my kid, if she comes home, she's looked at sideways. She's not given the same opportunity that everybody else is given. She's not given the benefit of the doubt. The problem is that so many people, they get complacent and they just sit back. I want to say thank you to everyone out here for being courageous. Because sometimes when you stand up for something, people look at you sideways. People say, well, I don't know. They might look at me kind of funny. They might think differently about me. Thank you for that. Because what this is, black lives do matter. Yes, I'm black. Of course, they matter to me.
Absolutely.
But it's not just a black movement.
Nope.
It's not just about black people.
That's
Nope.
right.
And that's something that everyone needs to understand.
Absolutely.
When people start talking about Black Lives Matter, someone that I work with, she was like, well, why does he care? He's not even black. I was like, are you kidding me right
serious?
now? It's not just about black people. Get educated.
Right.
And that's the thing that we need to do. We need to be educated. I'm emotional. My husband's very logical. I move in emotion sometimes. I'm like, let me stop. Let me step back and let me think. Education. We need to be educated.
Right.
But in educating ourselves, we still move. We don't stand back. We need to be smart about what it is that we're doing. This is very peaceful. I love it. So no one can ever say, oh, well, all they're doing out there is they're just... No, that's not us. That's not what we're about.
Nope.
That's right.
Absolutely.
A protest is not about looting and trying to get stuff that you don't deserve. Make a living, earn it yourself.
Right. Thank you.
But also be very smart. I love what you said. I get very emotional when we talk about the Native Americans. We talked about 4th of July and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I don't know about all that.
The day of mourning for us.
Exactly. I saw a post, this was a couple years ago, as a matter of fact, when Kaepernick first started kneeling. And someone said, how do you think the Native Americans feel when you put that flag up and you start singing the anthem? And I was like, wow, blew me away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 52 years old. I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not knocking anything or anyone, but we really do need to stop and we need to look at where this stuff comes from. Where are we getting this information from? What are we believing? Research, education. I'm always going to go back to education because knowledge, no one can ever take knowledge away from you. Ever. I'm emotional, like I said. I fear for my husband sometimes when he goes out. I fear for my son when he goes out. I fear for my daughters when they go out. I don't want to have to worry about, are they going to get stopped? And if they get stopped, are you going to be mouthy? Because my kids are kind of mouthy. You're going to be mouthy? Are you going to say something that's going to make them say, you know, you're going to get pushed back? I shouldn't have to tell my kids you have to shuck and jive. We don't shuck and jive. I shouldn't have to treat, my kids shouldn't have to think that we're living back in the Jim Crow area because we're not living back there. You shouldn't have to be, oh, I got to hold my head down and I just got to not say it. No, I should have the same rights as everyone else.
Yes.
Everyone should have the same rights. It's called equality.
Right.
I'm emotional
It's okay.
because it
Take
hits
your time.
home for me. I'm emotional. I don't worry about myself too much. Like I said, I've never experienced any racism out here. I did tell her a story about, I got pulled over driving down Twin Cities. I was going like 89. And the police officer, he turned around and he got me and I was like, oh my God. Thank God it was before cell phones were illegal. You couldn't hold them because I was talking to my mom on the phone. I said, let me call you back. I'm about to get a ticket. The guy comes up and he says, where are you going? I said, I have a doctor's appointment. I really didn't have a doctor's appointment, but I told him I had a doctor's appointment. He got my license. He's like, okay. He just kind of sat there, very nice, very polite. He was white. He said, all right, let me see how I can help you out with this. Because I guess after a certain speed limit, it's called reckless driving. Yeah, I would have got a fat ticket. I would have had to come home and deal with my husband. He came back. He knocked down he said I was going like 73 or something like that. And I told my daughter the story. I said, that man didn't have to do that. I've had that experience here. I've been pulled over because, oh, you know, your light's out. Oh, did you get your, I was like, I have my registration in my glove compartment. She didn't even ask me for it. She didn't tell me to get it out. She didn't do any of that. I've never had any of that. So I'm not going to stand here and say it's all bad for everybody out here in Galt. All the police officers are bad. It's not about bad police officers like you said. It's about human beings dressed up in a suit, wearing a badge that think that they can do whatever they want because they have a badge, because they wear a certain color or suit. It's not black against blue, because blue lives do matter. My brother's a detective.
Yeah.
So I'm worried every day for him. He's black and he's blue. So I'm worried, I'm emotional, because no one, I don't say no one, like I said, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for standing up for someone who doesn't look just like you. Because at any point you can say, well, that's not my problem. But if it's our problem, it's your problem.
That's right.
It's everyone's problem because we're all here together. We have to coexist together. It's about changing attitudes, behaviors, thoughts that have been going on for centuries. I asked the question, I'm like, why now? Not that I'm not grateful for it, but is it an election year? Are we just saying that because they're pulling the wool over our eyes? Like you said, it's not just about pulling the statues down. Like Lovey said, what policies have you put in place? What are we doing to make sure that this doesn't happen in 20 years so that my kids don't have to come out here with my grandkids and stand here and protest again about the same thing that they protested about back in Selma. This was 50-something years ago, 25 years ago. 25? I see I don't know my math, but you know what I'm saying? 55 years ago. We're still doing the same thing. Why are we still doing the same thing? I don't mean to take up time. Like I said, I'm emotional. I wasn't going to say anything, but when I don't say anything, not that I'm just being complacent, because some people are afraid to be in front, and I get that. But When you're in mixed company, when you're by yourself, have conversations. Plant your own seeds. Let's plant seeds of people, new seeds, so that we don't have the same type of tree growing.